Hi, and welcome back to Inspired Alchemy with Lizzie. This is episode 46. And I don't know exactly how this is going to go yet. And I know I always say that, but I really don't. My heart is hurting right now. And I'm going to try very hard not to get emotional because, along with my own personal things that are going on, there's so much happening in the world. And while I don't like to speak on the things happening in the world, for my own reasons, I feel like I need to put something out there. And I'm going to do it even if my voice shakes, even if that means that there are going to be people out there who misunderstand me, or I don't know, whatever you're going to feel about me. I try to stay very level headed when it comes to a lot of things, but I'm also very passionate about things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read you something that I saw somebody post, and I feel like it's necessary because I've talked about The Lord of the Rings a couple of times this week with a couple of different people, and when I saw this, I posted it to my stories on Instagram, and I feel like I need to read it out loud. So here it goes. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo, the ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were, and sometimes you didn't know the end, because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way that it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now, folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back. Only they didn't. They kept going because they were holding on to something. That there was some good in this world, and it's still worth fighting for. Every day I wake up, and I fight my own demons. And I look in the mirror, and I dance with my own shadow to be a better person, to serve better, for a better world, not just for who is here now, but who will come after us, for our children. And sometimes it gets a lot, but I do wake up each day knowing that even if there are bad things that happen, I believe that the good that's left is still worth fighting for. If I didn't, what would any of this be for? We can see people divided. We can see people yelling at each other online. We can see hatred on social media. We can see all of these things that people are so brave to say behind a computer screen. We have become desensitized as human beings to what humanity really is. I look at every single human, no matter who they are, right? And I have a couple hard limits, obviously. But I look at human beings and I see the magic that they can hold. I see hope for humanity whenever I see something beautiful happen. Like a conversation that happened the other day when I was waiting to do my session between a little boy who had found out that the tooth fairy isn't real from his dad just before he met with, I don't know if it was an occupational therapist or a coach. And she sat down with him while his mother was sitting there. His mother looked very upset. And you could tell that he was probably on the spectrum. And this woman sat down with such compassion and such love in her heart that is what I hold on to. I hold on to those moments, not the bad ones that I see happening, not the fights that I see online between fellow human beings. I hold on to the good things, the beautiful things, and the bad ones I alchemize. That's what this is all about. We have become so desensitized that we can't see other human beings for who they are and what they are at their core. We can have different religious backgrounds. We can have different trauma. We can have different upbringings. We can have different views on the way we believe the world should be. But at our core, we all bleed the same color. And people have forgotten that. And we're teaching it to our children in the same way. If you want to see good in the world, do good. Turn off the news and actually connect with your fellow human beings. And you will see we are not that different. There are systems put in place to divide us, to siphon us from our energy, and to put us in a place of dis-ease, to disconnect us from the collective consciousness that is humanity, to disconnect us from our intuition and from ourselves. And we keep perpetuating this daily through our actions instead of seeing what is really happening. We keep perpetuating this through our children instead of deciding to change the cycle. We have a choice. We have a choice to change. But that involves looking in the mirror. Stop fighting. What's it for? There's a song about that. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. And while it has been part of human existence since the beginning of time, for the most part, the core of what we are as human beings is love. We are meant to connect to each other, to nature, to give keys and codes to one another, to learn what it means to exist in these bodies, to know and to understand what it means to be human and have complex emotions. But yet instead we numb ourselves. We refuse to see anything, really. We refuse to see ourselves in the mirror. We refuse to see our fellow human beings as human beings. And everybody believes that they are right. Now, if I went about life that way, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't have the thought process that I do. If I ran away from everybody who had a different opinion than me or thought differently, I would not have a rich tapestry of human beings who are just absolutely beautiful in their own ways in my life. My daughter wouldn't be who she is. And while I've taught her to question everything, I, I've also taught her compassion. And she's taught me the same. If you want change in the world, you must change. And you must stop the cycles and transfer that to your children. What you have learned late, teach them early. I saw that quote somewhere. I'm just filled with so much emotion today for so many reasons. There is a collective consciousness of chaos and grief. Grief is huge, and it's been coming up for weeks now. Eliza and I have talked about it. We've made posts about it in the Inspired Alchemy Collective. We've talked about it on our social media. I believe I have other episodes on it. Grief is huge as we grow and evolve. And yes, while staying the same is easy, staying in your misery is easy. Staying in your mindset of hatred and division is easy. And numbing is easy. That's not where the growth happens. You sit in that, that's you refusing to do your work and your shadow work. Or meeting your shadow. It's a conscious decision every day to wake up and choose differently. And while I am seeing a lot of things online about certain situations that happened that are disturbing, I'm also seeing a lot of change in people, which gives me hope for the future. But if we want to make change, a hell of a lot more people are going to have to start looking in the mirror and becoming radically honest with themselves. Period. We want a better world for our kids. It starts with us. That society that I always tell you about, the society that tells you that you're broken. You're not broken, but society is. And that's why I tell you, don't listen to them. Do whatever it is that's going to make you happy. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. Technically, that we can remember, well, some of us don't remember, or some of us do remember. We get this one life, this one time to exist. Why are we going to waste it arguing with one another when we could use it to learn and understand and love? And while that might sound like some hippy dippy shit, it's just my thought process from everything that I've been through. And yes, I've held hatred in me. Yes, I hold anger. Yes, I hold grief. But if I want to learn and I want to evolve and I want to grow, it must start with me internally. Choosing to say, while this situation sucks, while I don't agree with certain things, and I've been all over the spectrum for everything, I have to choose. And that's it. I know this was a heavy one, and I honestly don't know what else to say. And maybe this will stop some people from listening. Maybe people who know me in real life, this will do something. But this is raw and real, uncut, unedited, always. And I believe in transparency, and I believe in vulnerability. And some beautiful people are teaching me all about that. It hurts my heart to know what we could be as human beings and what most choose to be. But I still choose to see the beauty in everything. And I can promise you, if you turn off the news and if you really get out into the world, you'll see that there's a lot more beauty than you think, even in those shadows. Learn to alchemize, learn to transmute. Take a look in the mirror. Start with yourself. Ripple it out into your kids or the people around you. It starts first with your choice. And I don't know, maybe I won't post this. Maybe I will. I just know that I will continue to wake up every single day and choose to be better and do better, no matter how uncomfortable it gets. And I will serve my little heart out to anybody who needs me, however that looks. And I will be the best mom I can to my daughter. And I will have hard conversations with her so that she can grow up and choose for herself how she wants to be and who she wants to be, not who I tell her she needs to be. I will allow her to continue to question me and question the world around her, because this is how we learn. I will keep playing, even if there's grief. And I will continue dancing when nobody else is. And I will continue singing. And I will keep being the goofy person that I am, regardless of what anybody thinks, or the person I am in general. I refuse to hide anymore. And so with that, I probably will post this. And while I don't have a big platform at all, I still feel like it's an important message to get out there. Remember, you're not broken. You're really not. And while the world will have you believe that sometimes, you're not. Keep growing, keep alchemizing. You are unbecoming everything that you were told to be, and you are becoming everything that you are meant to be. If you need support, please reach out. And I'm not just saying to me or Inspired Alchemy, while we do have the group, I'm saying in general. Find a licensed therapist. Find group of people or group therapy, whatever it is that you feel you need. Because things are heavy right now for everybody. And there's no shame and no judgment in asking for help. Most of us have a hard time asking for help. But right now, we just need to lean on each other as human beings, even though it's scary. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Thank you for listening and supporting. Thank you for being you. I do not take you spending your time with me lightly. We cannot get that time back. It's a precious resource. And even if this helps one person, it was worth it. Until next time, keep creating alchemy. This is Inspired Perpetual Alchemy.